Hey everybody, it's Amanda. How many projects do you have going on right now? As a creative person, I feel like I start one thing, right? And then I'm like, oh, I have an idea. And I'm like, I want to start that other thing. And then and then I'm like, wait, I saw this on YouTube or I saw this on TikTok. And I'm like, I've got to try all of these different things, right? So I need people to tell me I'm not the only one. So if you are someone who has, like, I feel like my brain is a computer with many tabs open. So if that's how you are when it comes to being creative and doing stuff, whether it's journaling or hobbies or other types of creative stuff, please let me know. Like, how many things do you think you have going on? Like, and what are those things? Because I feel like I jump a lot, right? So I'm working in my journal. I've been making painted pages to use from junk mail. I've been using them to maybe use as collage backgrounds and stuff, even though this isn't my normal thing, but it looks fun. So I was like, oh, I'll do it. Who doesn't love painted pages? This was my little, what I called my doodle zine that I showed you guys, like where I was doodling things, and then I went back through and I was painting. So now I'm sure this is gonna become something. This is an experiment. What else is an experiment that I got going on? I'm playing with watercolors and my Neo colors that I got. These were actually the Neo colors. I was trying it out. My bigger, like this scrap booklet that I had put together that I showed you guys, where I'm trying to do like practice mark making and, you know, being creatively free, because for some reason I get scared to do it in here. I don't know why. I got that going on. And then I decided to add to it Masterboards, because why not? Okay, so that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today is Masterboard. So let me clear some stuff up. A Masterboard, for anyone who does not know, is kind of like a collage sheet that you can put together. Some people make master sheets when they're painting, where they'll take, you know, something like this and they'll get super creative on this whole thing. They'll cover the whole thing with just marks and ink and paint and drawings and scribbles, and then they tear it up and they use it in their journals. This is similar, right? But this is using, instead of using my leftover paints and my paint scraps and whatnot, I'm gonna use you know, my leftover bits, because anybody who's a good journaler or paper crafter or anybody who does any sort of stuff like this has a container full of scraps. This is mine. This is my container full of scraps, right? Like, it is everything from wrapping paper, painted papers, cut-offs from things that I put into journals. Oh my God, little scraps of other stuff. I mean, why? Why did I save this? Who knows? I mean, it's just everything. I've got, you know, things I cut out that I never used. And this is where I usually put like my smaller stuff, like that are smaller bits and pieces. And, no, well, I say smaller bits and pieces, and I've got whole pages in here. But, you know, things that I've cut out, things I've punched out. Why not? You know, everything. Everything is in here, including a glue stick, because I find them everywhere. That is my scrap bin. All of these things that are on this Masterboard were once inside the scrap bin. I took like a magazine thing that got sent in the mail from my kid's school district. So, and I glued my scraps on and made my Masterboard. And so I'm going to cover up the side of the page that is not collaged on, because this has pictures and names of people who go to, well, like the seniors who graduated and the people who work there. But more collage, right? More collage. I still have another page to do. But I thought what I'd do today is I'm gonna take this first page, I'm gonna take it off of here, and I'm gonna show you what I wanna do with it. Okay, so here's this first page. That's coming up a little bit. Let me glue a little bit better. Not that it matters too much, but a lot of people will take a Masterboard, they'll glue all the bits down, right? And then they will just, some people will scan this into the computer so they can actually print off a sheet, and it's like a printed page that they can use over and over again. I'm not, you know me, I'm about just using what I have and not creating new. I don't want to make more paper to clutter up the world. So I'm just going to use this the one time. But a lot of people will take this and they'll cut it and make tags and I've seen somebody make bookmarks out of this, but they'll make things that you can like insert into your journal. Well, if you guys have seen like all my journals, right? Hang on. You guys have seen a bunch of my journals, right? I am not a big tag type of person. I'm not, you know, I don't have a whole lot of pockets like I do right here, you know, but in general, I'm not a, I say I don't, and look right there. I don't have a lot of pockets and places that I stick stuff. And I don't usually journal on a tag. I usually just kind of, like, see, I made a pocket here and never put anything in it. Like, I just, you guys have seen this. This is the video of mine that's had like 4 million views. I just put stuff in, right? So I thought, since I'm not a big stick a tag into something, and I'm certainly not a kind of vintagey looking collage kind of girl, I thought I would do this my way. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some paper, because I have 4 million, you know, scrap papers. I'm going to put some paper on the back, and then I'm going to do some, use this as the base for some art, and we're just going to get creative all over it. And then we're going to turn this into some tags. I'm going to do it with the rest of the sheets, and I think I'm going to make me a tag flip. So this is probably going to be a couple of videos, because it's going to take me more than, you know, a normal video time to do this in, and I don't want to spend so long doing this that you guys are like, that was a really boring long video. I'd rather you watch it in bite-sized increments and watch the whole thing than get bored halfway through and dip out. So that being said, let me find some paper to put on the back of this. All right, I found some paper. Okay, so I'm not usually a big scrapbook paper kind of girl. This one has a hole in it. I had actually coffee dyed this, like, and I'm talking, I probably did this, oh my God, like 9 years ago, like in the beginning of when I was experimenting with every kind of junk journaling there was. So I'm gonna take this, I'm actually gonna glue it so that this side is facing up, because once I do that and we start getting into the painty part, I'm gonna tell you my idea, because I think you guys will like it. So hang on. Glued my paper down to the back, right? And I do not care that it is sticking off the edges, because I'm just gonna trim that anyway, but let's, if I can find my scissors, I will. All I'm doing is just adding fuel to the fire. I'm gonna end up, oh my God, this is gonna end up in my bucket over here. I'm not really worried if this is like super precise, because you guys have seen I'm wonky when it comes to creative stuff, and it's for my own personal use. So who cares if it's a little crooked? All right, so it would help if your girl had some paint. Actually, I do. I'm just gonna take, because you know me, we're gonna start off with just a little bit of white, just to kind of dull it down. And I've got a fuel rewards card, and I'm just gonna smear it all over the place. And once again, I do not care if this gets, for me, it does not matter to me if it comes over to the back. That is just part of it for me. So give me a second. I'm gonna use my handy dandy blow dryer to dry this. I'm gonna pause. All right, so I'm dry. And now I guess I should tell you what I'm gonna use it for. I'm gonna cut this into tags along with the other masterboards that I'm gonna paint on and everything, and turn them into a tag flip book. So kind of like a mini journal. And I'm gonna use it to do some other like daily journaling, because This is why I said I have trouble making videos, because I had an idea, another idea of something to do with you guys, and it was, I thought about doing some, do you hear the rummaging happening over here on the side? It's just me trying to figure out what stamp I want to use. I was thinking about doing a video about, like, what kind of journaling do you do? Like, what do you call your style of journaling, right? This thing is so huge, and my little ink pad is so small. Oh my God. And I don't necessarily need the whole thing inked up. I'm just putting some stuff down, but I wanted to do a video about, like, what kind of journaling you do, what do you call your journaling, style of journaling, and all that sort of stuff, because I don't do a lot of writing in my journal. You know, like, I see people, let me get the extra off. I see people who do, like, it's almost like a diary entry, right? I don't do that. I cannot bring myself to just sit there and write, you know, paragraphs of stuff. Every now and then I do, but I will be honest, usually when that happens, it's because I'm so frustrated by things that I'm just like, you know? All right, so this needs some color, and I don't have a lot out for once on my desk. So we're gonna make some more smears for a little bit. That was not a lot of smears at all. Let's add a little more of that. Really? This is just not doing it for me today. How about that with some textured paper, which is why it looks like that. How about we just do some of this? Get your fingers in there. Get your fingers in there, get your paintbrushes in here. That's really wet, but I don't have anywhere to blot it, so it's gonna get blotted right there. Am I on the screen? I'm all over, as per the usual. Going back to what I was saying, I don't normally, I'm not a big writer in my journals. I just tend to maybe do some, like, images and painting and stuff, and then I may add a blurb in or something. So I want to get in the habit of writing a little bit, so that's what I'm thinking about doing. I need something else. I don't know if y'all notice this, but this is how I roll. I'm winging it. Let's see. Am I even filming? Oh my God, good. I went and picked up this blue, and I was like, is that the blue I just used? No, I just used that. They're too close. We need something else. Once again, lime green and apple tart. Those are too similar. Maybe we need light yellow. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's any paint in here. Oh, loser. I have a whole new one. Let me tell you, I've discovered that the paint colors that I use are generally, I gravitate towards, well, I mean all of them, but I do like vibrant colors. And I don't have a sponge or anything to do this with, and I did have a bit of paper towel. So that's how we're rolling today, instead of a sponge. Oh, that's gonna run underneath. Whatever. That's the great thing about this, though, is that it will be cut into pieces. So this whole thing will end up being, this is too floppy of a stencil. Like, what is this? I don't use stencils a lot. And I certainly you know, never have the proper tools. Okay, hang on. That's all right. Yeah, it's okay. It'll do. It will do for what we need it for. Ugh. And like any, okay, I'm gonna move this out of the way for a second because I need, well, no, I'm just gonna flop that over. Okay, that's what we got for now. Give me a second, I'm gonna try to dry this. Okay, let's see. What do I wanna do now? I wanna do some kind of drawing on here. This pencil, I don't know if it's dark enough. No, let's see. What? Dark green, dark green. Yes. Okay, don't ask what this is, it's just some scribbles. I've been watching so many people who are like really all over the place with doing this sort of thing. And I will tell you right now, I'm loving watching all of them because I just find that people who are so fearless in their art practice, they just let go. I don't even know if this would be considered like art journaling. I don't know. I mean, this part isn't. This part's just, I don't know. Hot mess making. You guys know me for that. I'm gonna do a couple more circles up here, and then I think what I'm gonna do, I feel like that's not balanced, but I gotta remember it's gonna be cut up. I'm gonna do some dark green. Maybe let's do some, X's, because why not? These are water soluble, so we'll see how they end up, because they could end up being a hot mess by the time I don't actually, you know what? We're gonna activate these bad boys. I don't like this brush. It's too big. And this is probably too floppy for what I want. Wait, that's running. I don't care. If it's running too much. You know what? No, I kind of want it to run. See what happens. Let's open it. Look, you can tell I've been blotting stuff all over with this freaking paper towel. It's like, what a mess. What do I want to do now? Oh, okay. This is all going to be background. I'm going to do something else over the top of this. I just don't know what yet. Okay, so I have this new thing, right, where I've been writing, but it's not looking like writing. So, like, maybe I'm talking to you guys and we're writing about a story and we think that this is pretty cool to do. That's what I wrote. Because this is the gibberish that I like to write. And I'll be honest, when I'm writing this nonsense like this, that looks like writing, but it's not, I'm sometimes writing what I'm saying. Let's see. But I'm holding the pen up here, right? And I'm not looking directly where I'm writing. I'm looking, like, if I'm writing over here, I'm looking over here. So it just helps me to keep it in a line when I'm trying to talk to you guys, because I feel like it's like when you would write cursive as a kid and you would take orders for your pretend restaurant and you would be like, and that's what I'm having. Maybe a little more up here because this is an empty spot. I have to have something to write or it doesn't work as good. All right, I'm gonna end part 1 right here because I think that's looking pretty good. I'm going to maybe record some other masterboards, maybe as shorts, and then we'll continue on from there, and then we'll do a video where we kind of put it all together, I guess, maybe, I don't know. Right, that's it for today. I'll see you guys next time.